Looking very beautiful. Very beautiful.
So respected teachers and all present brothers, I welcome to my session, today's session. And the topic of today's session is the importance of storytelling in teaching learning process. I will be starting with one of the great quotation given by Robert Cafe Brown. Robert Cafe Brown, he says, storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas in the world today. This statement really verifies in our daily life, as we are everyone familiar with storytelling and interest towards storytelling. When anyone asks us to deliver one of the story, or you say to deliver others to tell one of the story, you are very curiosity to know the story. Many times you have often heard about the children, no? Going to the parents, grandparents and saying, Papa, थोड़ा सा एक कहानी सुना दो, एकदम सुना दो, please Papa, please Mummy. Like this, they go on begging, no, to ask the story, to listen the story, and they are very curious to know it. Same way, if we implement the storytelling in our teaching learning process, this also enhance the learning. And therefore, storytelling, in point of my view, it is the best way without any other sources. Like we talk about the Padlets, we talk about the different types of links which shows the different types of diagrams and all. Instead of looking those things, if you make or frame your own story, no, students will be enjoying more than that. For example, I will be taking one of the story related to the science itself, and the science, it says that what is water cycle. Suppose I have to teach water cycle, I will be taking simply one of the example correlating with myself. So a student will be very much interested to know about me, know what sir has done in the past. So I will be correlating it with them as well as with me. So when I was like you, no, like you children, when I was like you, smaller, I and my brother were going to jungle. My brother was having one of the gulel, you know, everyone. He was having one of the gulel, and he wanted to kill one of the bird. It was so hot summer day, and because of that, the dove, the bird, it was sitting on the tree, one of the branch of the tree, and the dove was so much thirsty. It seems to be so much thirsty, as we see during the hot days, like birds or hens, no, their throat used to shiver, no, very much due to the hot. Same way, the throat of that dove was also shivering. I saw my small younger brother, no, and said, "Hey, stop! Please don't kill the bird. It is so thirsty." And meantime, under the tree, my grandfather was making one of the plough. Chil करके एक हल बना रहे थे. The grandfather was knowing the conversation of birds, no? Conversation of birds. One of the bird flew away from there and went to the pond. अब जैसे pond में पहुंच गया, pond में पहुंचने के बाद में देखा कुछ pond से उठते हुए, कोई एक ढांचा बनाकर उठते हुए उसने देखा pond में, लेकिन सोचा कि I am so thirsty, first let me drink it, and then I will be following this which is moving up. I will be following back to it. So that dog drank a lot of water, and we both of us went to jungle. But that dove, after drinking the water, it moved, just followed that water droplets which was rising up from the pond, and it went high up in the sky. As it went high up in the sky, the dove also reached that. It felt cool, cool in the sky. So as it felt cool in the sky, further again it went up. As it is going up and up, the cooler it is becoming. So when it went high up in the sky and the coldness increased too much, those water changed into those vapors changed into water droplets. And those water droplets again went higher up. It changed into ice like this. It froze, froze. And frozen ice, and meantime air was taking it, and therefore air too much long time it was holding it, and therefore it was tired of holding those particles, and finally hand was became like this and started falling. What fell? What fell down? Falling. When it fell down, water as a rain it fell down, and you saw stones, stones. That is only in the form of ice it falls. After that, same water goes to the rivers, ponds, and mixes with it. So dove was following it back to it. Therefore, dove also went there. And so these water droplets which are risen from the pond went up and came back again in the same place in the pond itself. It went and started telling another dove who was sitting on the tree this whole story. And my grandfather was sitting there making a plow. He was knowing in the beginning only I told you, he was knowing the language of the birds, and therefore he understood what these birds are speaking. Whole story my grandfather came and told that there was a bird who was so much thirsty, and it followed all the process what I told. So the dear students, where the dove went in the pond, it so rising up because it was hot. So sun was shining, and therefore water was changing into vapor. The process of changing of water into water vapor is known as vaporization. The process is understood. Student will be understanding the process of evaporation. Yes, process of evaporation. Those evaporated water went up in the sky and changed into water droplets. First step I told, water droplets. So that water drop, changing of water vapor after rising up into water droplets is known as condensation. Important word you have to tell them. So condensation also student will be understanding. After that, again when it went up, cold increased. This way, student will be also understanding that high up in the sky there is no hot, but the temperature is little cooler. So when it goes high up in the sky, it changes into ice. So that is the process of changing the water droplets. Third step. Water droplets into ice is known as freezing. Yes. So like this, three terms, important terms: evaporation, condensation, freezing. They will understand. And rain, everyone is familiar with. They will be knowing the rain as well as the stone falling that time. That you have to tell the process of falling down of this rain or that frost or that stone is only known as precipitation. The word precipitation, fourth word I will tell you, that is precipitation. So they will be going step by step, students will be going step by step, and they will be understanding like this. Always the water becomes in cycle, and this is only known as water cycle, dear students. And This was the story of my childhood, which I had seen with my naked eyes and heard with my ears by my grandfather. Hope you are understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why storytelling is important? Why storytelling is important? First point, storytelling is very, very important because it enhances learning. It enhances learning. It makes the learning fun. It makes the learning fun. Why learning? No? As I told in the form of story, you are also eager to know. Yes, after this what happened? After this what happened? He is telling about him only. In the past what he had done. Therefore, very curious to know the thing. Maybe you are also thinking that what he will be telling the next. If you are not interested, then also you will be listening. Like this it happens. Second thing is, makes children willingly communicate their feelings. Have you ever seen like this, or have you ever heard any story like this? They will be very curiously telling you, yes sir, I have also heard like this. Shall I tell you? Shall I tell you? You give the one of the student a chance to speak. Others will think, not more than one. Others will think, hey, I will also get one chance now to tell my story. They will also be very eager to tell. For the next day, they will be also thinking for another topic. No? I will also think for this topic, one of the story. And before your teaching, they will be preparing for it. And as they prepare for this, they will be understanding when you will be teaching. Another storytelling is important for increasing verbal proficiency. As I am speaking, I am thinking what to speak, and I am collecting the words from surrounding. So as I collected the words from the surrounding to tell long in interesting way, same way students will also try to grasp the things, the words from their environment, from their locality, to express it in better. So their verbal proficiency increases, enhances listening skills. Very important. We have often heard that a good listener is the good speaker. A good listener is the good speaker. One who is good in listening, you will be speaking well. No doubt. For example, now if I ask you what is evaporation, you are knowing. Suppose I am asking one of the SST teacher or Hindi teacher. Mamta ma'am is here. Mamta ma'am is here. Not there. Oh, yes. I told changing of water into water vapor. Changing of water into water vapor is known as something. Can you tell me what is changing of water vapor into water into water vapor? आप सुन रहे थे, कहानी आप सुन रहे थे बढ़िया से. अब एक वर्ड बताया था शुरू वाला है. शुरू में सबसे 4 words I told you, that is evaporation, condensation, सब शुरू वाला evaporation, फिर condensation, फिर freezing, then precipitation. 4 चीज बताया पूरा प्रोसेस में. तो evaporation सबसे पहले बोला था. आप तो समझ गए क्या होता है evaporation. So unless we listen well, and we understand well, this will be not spoke by us. हम केवल सुनते जाएंगे, आप समझ में नहीं कर रहे तो हम उसको दोबारा बोल नहीं पाएंगे. हम सुन रहे हैं, अच्छा श्रोता होकर के हम अच्छा वक्ता भी हो जाएंगे. जब हम सुनेंगे तभी हमारे दिमाग में रहेगा, और जब हमारे दिमाग में रहेगा तो उसको हम बाहर निकाल पाएंगे. तो that is only known as enhancing listening skills. Then next one, promotes use of imagination and creativity. This one, have you heard anywhere? I have also not heard. This one, I just, when I was teaching one of the story, I am not prepared for this session also. When I was teaching one of the story, water cycle in class 5. So I had framed this story by myself. So that story only I told you. Nowhere you will get this story. This is related to me, though I connected it, but it is not related to me. I have framed it. So before you will be saying that suddenly topic will be given. How can it be? No. For that only we are given lesson plan. Before we make the lesson plan, and during the lesson plan you are free to move around the world of the story. You know, you can frame your own story and tell those things. Otherwise, in the science, like this story related to me, it will be difficult. So when we try, we can do it. Promotes the use of imagination and creativity. So when we tell the story, students listen the story, they also try to frame. अरे master बना दिया, हाँ हम भी बना सकते हैं, हम भी एक story से related बना देंगे. They are very eager to know. Today, sir will be coming and telling another story related to this topic. You know, they will be before only thinking about you. Sir is coming. Today, what story he will be telling? Sir, story. As you enter, no, they will be crying, shouting. So that therefore, this is also very, very important. Promotes the use of imagination and creativity. Encourages active participation. You know, as they will be listening well, they will be participating well. Therefore, the storytelling promotes the active participation. They will also participate in learning the story. The next point is tips for storytelling. Tips for storytelling. The mistake I did not tell, and I wanted to show you one of the use, but I cannot tell now, though it is there. So first point is that use movement, invite interaction. Use movement and invite interaction. For example, in between only what is evaporation, what is precipitation, we will be interacting with the students. After telling one, first question what I wrote, you will be giving answer, students will be giving answer. So they are active. They are active to tell what they have studied. So interaction should be there in your storytelling. Don't forget to give dramatic pose. Don't forget to give dramatic pose. Sometimes another story I will be telling you, and that story is related to one of the student who got admitted in first time in the school. He was studying in one of the best school where everything was well equipped school, well arranged desk, benches, these computers, labs were well arranged, and fires and all, everything were in good or proper manner. So that fellow got admitted in new school, where in our Montfort school. So school से कौन बच्चा था जो कि नया आया था. They will be very eager to know. That student was looking around here and there. No, when he was entering the campus, he was looking around the flowers and all. Somewhere he saw the broken flower pot. He saw the flowers dried, and still not removed from there. So this fellow was fed up of looking those things. When he comes in the classroom, he looks the fans not working. One of the light is not working well. One of the door is producing the sound. So he was disturbed all through the class. He was unable to pay attention. He was looking around always. So he was not paying attention to the teacher, what teachers were teaching. So one day he went to the principal and told, brother, everywhere these are not working well, no? So he pointed the things and told. Principal said, okay, it will be repaired, no? Again he saw, 1 week, not done. Again he went to the principal. Then principal told him, dear student, dear son, I am giving you one of the activity, no? He took one of the glass full of water. Principal took and said, dear, you take this full of water and remember, you should not fall a single drop of water. Condition principal gave. A single drop of water should not fall. Please keep in mind. So that fellow was very careful, no? And he started walking. Principal said, please make 1 round of this school. He is walking slowly, looking at the water that it should not fall. And meantime, principal said, you go and keep some of the pots, on the way where he is moving. He sent some of the students around the school, no? And bricks were also kept on the way. So this fellow completed the activity successfully and came to the principal and said, dear brother, I have completed. See, not a single drop of water has fallen. Principal said, well done. You have completed your job successfully. Can you tell me who had gone from that side? No, I did not say. My concentration was fully on the water. You had to understand, no, that not a single drop of water should fall. I was paying attention completely on the water. Therefore, I did not know who went from this way. Did you see? Next question in principal said, did you see flower pot were kept there? No, I did not see. Bricks were on the way? No, I did not see. So dear student, this is the reason you are not understanding in the class. If you pay attention now, if you pay attention in the class to the teacher, you will be understanding. You will be not looking at the things what is not in the proper manner, and your concentration will be always in the studies and you will understand everything. So therefore, we have to pay attention to the things what is to be taught. Same way, with this story I wanted to tell, the modulation now, the body movement, kahan par ruka, kahan par dekha, expression, all those things while telling this story should be there. Modulate voice. Voice should be up and down, less or more, like this it should be there. Make the characters relatable. Something mistake may be reliable supposed to be there. Draw real life connection. Real life connection. Related to that topic, we have to connect the story to our real life. What is happening with us? As I told the story, I connected with me what is happening like that. Next one is appeal to their senses. Appeal to their senses. A story only the whole water cycle student will be understanding. So that gives a sense to the student that what they are talking about. Make your ending strong with a key takeaway point. The purpose was to tell you about the water cycle, and this water cycle fully, you have to end this with those points itself. The process of changing water into water vapor is known as evaporation. That you have to tell, point you have to correlate. Second thing, the water vapor changes into water droplets. That is the change of water vapor into water droplets known as condensation. That word also they will understand. So like this, it is making a cycle. You will be drawing one picture, and that picture should be displayed to you. To the students, so that students see whole cycle of this water, no, and they will understand the actual point what you want to tell about those topic. You don't have to forget the main point. Main point is water cycle. Main point is water cycle, and that point should be kept in your mind to tell exactly. 4 words I told, those are only the main for whole water cycle. Am I right? What, madam? Yes. So those 4 points are there. Words very important. Usually student forget. So those main points they will be knowing. Then only about them they will be knowing. So words should be clear. Your presentation should be clear. Have a theme. That should be having a theme. Story should be having a theme of what you are going to teach. Keep it simple. Was it so complex? Story never becomes so complex. Story is always interesting. And since I wanted to tell all about water cycle, one class it will be taking. Of course, one class it will be taking, and therefore I made it long to complete one class only. And fully this process only I took as the story. I did not take the short story. Like we say now, उद्देश्य कथन, कि हम पढ़ाने से पहले स्टोरी में हमको पढ़ाना है, इसलिए हम ये बताए तो इससे क्या पढ़ाने जा रहे हैं? हाँ, वाटर साइकिल पढ़ाने जा रहे हैं. That is उद्देश्य कथन. उसको उद्देश्य कथन कहा जाता है. मेरा पर्पस था कि पूरे वाटर साइकिल के बाद ऑपरेशन करते, इसको कंडेंसेशन करते हो याद हो जाएगा. Maintain eye contact. And like sorry if I am not contacting my eyes to everyone. Sometimes it happens. But trying to speak to everyone. No? My eyesight is going to everyone. I was hiding my eyesight to madam. I know, and she is also knowing maybe. Yes, because I can see from here. No? I can see from here till here. I am looking completely, but half of my sight is going to her also. What she will be doing, I can see from here also. So our eyesight should be also always to each one of the students. I am looking to James sir. Suppose I am looking there, even though I can see here. Madam just pushed her leg back. If I will be looking there, if this side anything will be done, I can see. See, Sari is doing something. So like this, students also think, no? Students also think many times when I am so much concentrated in teaching, no? Then also what they do, I can see. Maybe this is bad habit or good habit. According to me, it should be there always. It should be always. Teacher should be always active in the class to know what their students are doing. So use vivid language that is easy to understand. We are not allowed. We are not allowed. We are always told that you should always speak English, but according to me, and I don't afraid also. Wherever I need, I used to speak, but not continuously. Not continuously. If you are speaking Hindi, you should speak only to that point where students are not understanding. Even I speak Kuruk. Sometimes when I make understand to the students, no, I used to speak in Kuruk also. Listen what happens. Sometimes the proper word we are going to tell to the students, they are unable to understand. So for that proper word, we have to give from different language. Yesterday I was teaching one of the topic. Sir Rajesh was listening, sitting there in his cabin. No? I was teaching about the units and measurement. So in the ancient period, people were using their Aunjira, I said, no, Aunjira. This is in Sabri. Suppose one who is speaking Sabri, he will be understanding. अरे अंजुरा इसको कहा जाता है, एक बार इसको पकड़ के एक हथेली मतलब दोनों हाथ का एक हथेली में दे दिया जाए, इसको एक अंगुरा कहा जाता है। देखा Then somebody was not understanding kadi. Kadi, no, it was written in the Nagpuri. In Nagpuri language it was written. नागपुरी में जहाँ गीत का एक भाग खत्म होता है उसको कड़ी कहते हैं, उके कड़ी कहल जाएगा। Like this something was written. One of my uncle was not understand. What did he say in this kadi padi? I made him not understand. Taking one of the example. अरे एक दिन मेरा दादू ना ऐसा बोल रहे थे, एक गाना मैं सीखा था, तो उस गाना को बोला कि एक गाना तो मैं एकदम सीखा हूँ, मस्त गाना है। मेरे दादाजी क्या बोले बताइए क्या बोले? तो बोले कि एक कड़ी गाय की सुनाओ तो। एक कड़ी गाय की सुनाओ तो। देन मैं अंकल अंडरस्टूड, अरे वही जो एक भाग जो खत्म हो जाएगा उसी को एक कड़ी कहा जाता है। हाँ, so when I used that word, no, एक कड़ी गाय के सुनाओ, so that कड़ी he understood. Yes, एक कड़ी, एक stanza, no, stanza. Not in English we say stanza. So one stanza is known as one कड़ी. So like this, we should use vivid language, different language to make the student understand in better way. The next point is we should be always attentive to tell whatever we are delivering, otherwise we are telling something and we went somewhere. We are trying to teach something and we went out of that topic. So that story will be in vain. Another quotation is there: the best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book. Whatever I am speaking, I told in the beginning of itself that I have not prepared it, but I thought that this should be done like this. Some of the topic is collected here, and according to that topic I am going on explaining it to you. And some of the things which I have framed, that is coming out from my heart, and because of that I can speak it. And when you will be taking out from your heart, you can make the students well to understand. They will be understanding also better way. Sometimes what happens when we are not prepared for the class, we are in hassle now that we have to go in the class now. We have not prepared. See, now also when I was coming here, I was thinking from where I will be doing. I copied, but there is no laptop. Therefore, I started doing from here itself. I sent some of the things in my wife's WhatsApp. So that content only I have taken here. So no need to collect it again separately. So where I had sent together, it is already together. So from there only I am talking about. So the best teacher do not teach from the book, but they always teach from the heart. They always teach from the heart. This is related to science. If in the mathematics you will be talking about, what will happen? Sir is teaching mathematics. Okay. So linear equation in one variable or two variable. Today I was teaching, and from there only I am telling. In story form, right? Story form. How will you tell them what you are going to tell the students? In 2017 and as well as in 2021, last year, it was heavily raining. It was, and because of this continuous raining, the river was full. I am going to tell you one of the story related to what we say, river, and listen it well. to the students you can tell. In 2017 and 2021 there was heavily rain, and due to the continuous rain the river was full. And meantime, before the river was filling with water, three dogs were moving. Three dogs were moving through the river, not through the breeze. But suddenly water came in the river, no? Water level is increasing, and due to the increasing water level, the dogs, two puppies were there and one mother. One of the puppy went down in the river stream and the other was left there. But mother was very clever, no? She was thinking of herself, and she went and climbed one of the stone in middle of the river. Hope you had also gone to see the whole river when it was full of water. Like this you can correlate with the nearby rivers. Yes. So when it happened, one of the dog which was remaining upside of the stone, it also went to the mother, because it was trying to move down, not towards mother. So when it was trying to move towards the mother, and stream of the water was also following down, therefore their speed became more increased. Speed became more increased. So where increases, we add. Where increases, we add. Downstream, am I right? Yes, downstream we add. And upstream, no, one was down of the stone. One was down of the stone and it was trying to come up in the stone to save his life. So it was struggling, and it took long time. I hope sir will be telling, when there will be more speed, time will be taken less. बहुत स्पीड में आए, हम आधा घंटा में पहुंच गए. We used to speak, no? अरे थोड़ा सा स्लो आए, इसलिए हम थोड़ा सा टाइम ले लिए. तो slow and speed, they will be understanding slow and speed. So downstream, because it was trying to move, as well as the river was also flowing that side only. Therefore their speed increased. Time will be taken less. But when it is moving up, it will be struggling and time will be taken more. It will be taken more. So like this, you can make them understand the linear equation, and therefore we will add here, we will be subtracting here, and we will equate both. Equation, therefore we will be equating both. Thus, we will solve this equation and we will be finding the answer. So like this, we can tell students, they will be eagerly eagerly listening to you how the speed of the water is towards downstream, how the speed will be of water upstream. They will be understanding upstream and downstream, because many times students they don't understand upstream and downstream, how the speed is increasing and how the speed is decreasing upward. So like this, we can tell our story, we can use our story to tell the students to our topic what we are going to teach to that particular day. Hope you are understanding, and it will be helpful to you to implement in the class. Overall, more methods of teaching are there, but I personally prefer the best way of teaching is framing the story of the topic and telling to the students so that they understand well in the form of story. Thank you very much. If you want to ask something, if you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we will be concluding our session, today's session. Thank you. If anyone want to ask, then you can ask. How was it? If you want to give comment, you can give. This is the best platform that we have got from the CBSE, that we are trying to give ourselves to others in front of others. Like this opportunity we don't get to speak. So I thank especially to the CBSE as well, since due to CBSE only we are getting this type of opportunity, and we are exposing ourselves, we are giving our talents to others. As being a teacher, everyone is a speaker. Good speaker can speak well, more better than others also whom we think. Do you have anything? Feedback? Nothing.
Yes. So anyway, so it was presented well, though the things were not used, but the Kamal sir, it made it interesting, and really the storytelling method may bring fruit, or it will be effective to the students. So whatever method we use, it depends on the teacher, how they present it or what method they use. So anyway, every method is
Yes, what you spoke now, this is 100% correct. It depends on the narrator, the storyteller, and they are us. We are there. Who is the storyteller, the narrator? We are only there who can frame the story very interesting. We only are the person on which the story is dependent, or the topic is dependent on how we deliver. So okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.